RCW Regional Championship Wrestling Summer Clash 5. Originally, it was supposed to be a steel cage for the main event, but that didn't go quite as planned, so they had to rework the show, and they reworked it very well with a lot of great matches. Disco Vinny, who I had interviewed on a previous show, if Blake posts this, I don't know if he will. Sorry for the noise in the back, there's like a birthday party going on. Anyway, when Blake had me interview one of the wrestlers who happens to be my friend, Disco Vinny, at that point, I believe it was still the steel cage match, but at this point, there is no steel cage. So the main event may be a Royal Rumble, not quite sure yet, but there is a Royal Rumble that will be a part of the show. And I'm thinking it will be the main event. It includes basically all the RCW stars. Doubt anyone out there follows RCW. I didn't really until I met my friend, but it's a great indie show, and there's a lot of great, it's always a great show, and it's a lot of fun. So tonight the title is on the line at the Royal Rumble match. Whoever wins the Royal Rumble match will be the new RCW champion. That also includes Disco Vinny, who I had interviewed, and he also has a match with Garrett, who is this Texas cowboy character, and he carries it very, very well. So that's his match for the night. There's a bunch of great matches. There's good tag team matches. Tropical Mayhem will be in a match against, I'm not quite sure, because like I said, they completely reworked this card, but when they did, they made this really, really a good show, considering what they had planned kind of fell through. And even with that said, they made it a great, I'm sure it's going to be great. But as Blake knows, I'm alone at this show. And, yeah, I'm alone. And I'm dressed as Bailey. Blake saw it. So, and anyone who does follow me from previous shows, you probably see my crap being posted online. I'm alone. Wow, woe is me. So right now, waiting to get inside, and I'm sure it's going to be a great show, and I will probably do an update on how the show went. And if Disco Vinny becomes the new RCW champion, I asked him already for an interview, so we can look forward to that. He said he'd do an interview even if not, but we'll see. So if Disco Vinny becomes RCW champion, I will definitely do an interview. If not, well, maybe just interview him about how the show went. His match is, from what I know, the opening match, and he's also in the Rumble. So we'll see what happens. This has been Kim, and it's great to... the doors are opening. So this has been Kim for the Blake and Sal Show. Bye. Okay, so I am now inside the building at Summer Clash 5. Ring is set up. It all looks great. And already talked to Disco Vinny. I think he's pretty confident. He's actually going to be coming out to a new theme song, so shh, don't tell anybody. It's actually a theme song that I actually made up a whole dance routine for. But we are here at Summer Clash 5 for RCW Wrestling, and Mr. Ooh La La, one of the most popular RCW and one of the most hated RCW wrestlers, just walked in the door. So he's already in character form, telling everyone to shut their mouths, being a good heel. So I am, well, when Blake posts this, I will not be live, but right now I am live at RCW Championship. Yeah, I got the championship on my brain. RCW Wrestling in Temple, Pennsylvania. So the stuff you see at indie shows, before I sign off until after the show, the stuff you see at indie shows, there was kids playing tag around the ring. So I just want to go in the ring myself, and I'm dressed as Bailey and just like belly to belly. So this is Kim with the Blake and Sal Show, and I will update you, especially on Disco Vinny, who was a special guest of mine for my first ever interview. I will update you all when the show is over. This is Kim with the Blake and Sal Show, signing off now. See ya. I'm kind of speechless. Okay, I just did previously an interview on one of the last podcasts with Disco Vinny. Okay, RCW superstar, and I said how tonight he was going to wrestle and be in the Royal Rumble match and contend for the RCW championship. Well, just an update on Disco Vinny, who I will be having him for an interview very soon, but it won't be Disco Vinny. So, okay, I'm kind of speechless. I'm a little bit intoxicated, but I'm going to go on with this anyway. Tonight, he had his match, and it was against, see how blank my mind is? It was against, I said the cowboy guy. I previously said Garrett. And his match wasn't that long. He ultimately ended up losing the match. It's what happened after the match. He lost the match, and Garrett celebrated his victory. Whatever. Okay. Try to paint this picture, if I will. Garrett left, and Disco Vinny had stayed in the ring. Now, Disco Vinny stayed in the ring and, you know, like, just taking his time, holding on to the ropes. All of a sudden, music hits. Don't know who the music is. Never heard it. Whatever. So I'm thinking, wrestler's probably going to come out and either kick his butt or, what the hell, I can say ass, kick his ass or whatever. So I'm thinking, wonder who's going to come out. All of a sudden, this freaking woman comes out, okay? And RCW, let me say, has no female wrestlers, which is one of my, I'm going to say it, pet peeves about RCW is it does not have female wrestlers. But this woman comes out. She goes to the ring. She gets in the ring. She grabs the mic, turns it on. Starts talking about how Disco Vinny is pathetic. Tells everybody to shut up. Perfect heel status here. So she's going on and on about, you're pathetic. You lose all the time. I would just like to say he did win his match at the last show. It was a tag team match. The show I actually reported on. The free show. So he did previously win. But how he loses all the time and how pathetic he is. And this disco thing is just... Ugh. So she talks him into going back to his old character. Now this character is like a 20-year-old character here. 20 years in the business, and this was his character. Playboy Vince Bono. So he joins with her later on in the night. Pretty Fly, who is one of the other RCW superstars, also joins with her. A tag team is now created. I don't know what the name's going to be. It's too soon to tell. But his name now, Pretty Fly, will be Lewis Love, from what I heard. And it'll be Playboy Vince Bono, also known to anyone who's been listening to me banter on, Disco Vinny. And then Pretty Fly will now be Lewis Love. Now, and they'll have that woman who her name is Alicia Starr as their manager. So that's the scoop. I will try to get Playboy Vince Bono on for an interview about his character transition, about what transpired, about why the switch was made, and maybe a little bit of a history on Playboy Vince Bono, since it was his character for many, many, many years. So he's going back to his old character. No more Disco Vinny. So the 70s disco died again. The day disco died, well, disco officially died on August 5th, 2017. So once I have that interview, I will send it to Blake. Thank you all for listening. This has been Kim again for the Blake and Sal Show. Talk to you soon.
All right, so opening of the show, I was joking around that we're doing 8.5 hours of wrestling this weekend, and I'm still going to a show. I'm going to a show. Well, me and Mark are going to Bruce City Wrestling Summerslam on Friday night at the Knights of Columbus. At the Knights of Columbus in West Allis, Wisconsin. Front row seats.
Ooh.
Yes, we got front row seats. We're going to be going to this.
Nice.
Max
I hope we get clotheslined.
Well, I remember the last time I was at a front row seats, we watched a bull rope match, and I got like amazing video of a bull rope match right in front of me of Sarita and Stacey Shadows. It was absolutely incredible. So this way with Max Holiday, the BCW champion, and Russ Jones facing off against Ring of Honor's Brewer City Bruiser and Japan's own Kazaris. Evil Dysfunction, who, by the way, he's from Milwaukee, and he found a way to get booed at State Fair. Just by being an asshole. It was absolutely amazing to watch the heel work of Dysfunction in BCW. He's such a prick that he made it. The people that go to like one show a year at State Fair hate him. It was amazing. It was some of the best stuff to watch. So it was Evil Dysfunction taking on Sierra in their third match of their series. But this time, there'll be no shenanigans, because Frankie DeFalco, friend of the show and special guest referee.
Yay!
So that's fun. And Stacey Shadows will be facing off Angelina Del Rio. So there you go. That's the Summer Sizzler, Bruce City, Friday night, tonight, as you're hearing this, at the Knights of Columbus.
Yes.
It'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, front row seats. I'll be there. All right. Let's go to Brooklyn, shall we?
Okay. I'll get my car.
I love the difference between NXT music and WWE music, by the way. WWE highlight later will be Machine Gun Kelly. We have Code Orange bleeding in the blur as the theme song for NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3.
This sounds like this could be Vacant's entrance theme.
Coming to the ring, the GFW World Heavyweight Champion, Vacant!
Vacant! There you go. You're welcome, Vacant. We should tag him on Twitter when we post this on Friday.
That was great. That was really good. Thank you for that. So, we have 5 matches announced. Also, it's homecoming for the NXT TakeOver crew. I don't know what that means. And
yeah, I was going to say, are they like, is everyone going to be like sitting front row?
Well, well, apparently, and I listened to the Triple H conference call before he did this. I was listening to that while I was getting set up. He did the conference call for the media, and then Pro Wrestling Night put it up so I can hear it. I'm listening to that, and then someone asked him, what does the homecoming theme mean? Apparently, what happened was, because we're in Brooklyn, and everyone's in Brooklyn this weekend, everybody's there, a bunch of wrestlers from the past, like Bayley and Shinsuke, and Charlotte, and Sasha, and Sammy, are like, can we be there? Can we show up? It doesn't matter what we're doing. Can we just show up for the show? So Chip's like, it's with the Vince, and apparently they're like, well, can they just show up? They're like, let them all come. So they decided to do a homecoming theme. I don't know what it means, but let's do it. Why not? Who cares? Let's have fun with it. So that's going on. I'm looking forward to that. So here we go. Here are the matches. We have, first of all, from the bottom to the top, we have Johnny Gargano making his first appearance back in the ring since his attack on Tommaso Ciampa.